So I don't know if you could tell, but I'm pretty damn excited to get this Quantum cooler from Chillout Systems. The thing is with this is that I've wanted a cool shirt for a long time, but having worked with it on my Pro 1 team and seen my other buddies work with them, the part that I really disliked was one, it takes kind of a lot of maintenance, especially on track day. You know, you got to put ice in it, you need to put water in it, you need someone to do that for you because you're probably going to be worried about the car or changing your setup in order to make the car faster or slower or just make yourself feel a little bit more comfortable on the track. The last thing you want to be worried about is, oh crap, let me put ice in my cooler. Or, hey, is there water? Or did the ice melt? Because, you know, ice melts and race cars are traditionally hot. So for me, I was like, man, you know what? I really want one of these cool shirts, and I want to be cool and comfortable and everything on race day, but I didn't want to deal with any of that extra stuff. Then, I don't know if like Instagram ads saw what I was doing and, you know, was like, oh, dude, this guy's totally looking for a cool system in his car. But I came across Chillout Systems on Instagram and I was like, dude, what the hell is this? It's a Quantum cooler. It's like no ice, no maintenance. And I was like, holy crap. Clicked on it, checked it out. It's much smaller than your traditional ice box. Zero maintenance, which they have their own formula, which is made out of propylene glycol, and it contains a fungicide, which prevents any of that maintainer that you have to put into a traditional system, which helps prevent mold and that stinky smell when you are maintaining it. And it's lighter, more compact. And I was like, holy crap, this is like exactly what I wanted. The shirt is SFI rated. It is super comfortable. I'll show you in a couple seconds because I already tried it on because I'm really excited. And, you know, I'm pretty much going to be installing this thing into the Wolf. I'm going to do the best job that I possibly can. Going to be incorporating a couple things that I think are overlooked when installing something like this, such as proper electrical setup and good duct for this system to breathe. It needs air to be able to move through the system in order to make things cold. So let's check out this whole Quantum cooler, starting with the actual unit itself. All right, so let's open this bad boy up. Nice packaging. Check out the box. It says right here, powerful, portable, iceless. The Quantum cooler is the first cooling system that completely designed for auto racing. I think they are seriously right about that. The system is ultra compact and weighs less than 11 pounds, pumping coolant 20 liters per minute at 16 psi and harnessing one of the highest power to weight ratio rotary microcompressors in the world. The Quantum cooler is capable of chilling to as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Pretty pumped about that because it gets to about 112 and I've seen as high as 115, 116 degrees in the desert while I am drifting. So this is going to be awesome. All right, so me being a skeptic, I think 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm like, you know, that's like best case scenario. But really, it's not best case scenario. They've already done the research, right? So what you have to do is understand that companies like this are giving you those facts because those are like what's real, right? But if you install this thing incorrectly, it's not going to do that. Let's say you put the Quantum cooler inlet right next to the exhaust. How the hell is it going to be able to turn, you know, 150 degree or even higher degree air into 40 degrees Fahrenheit? It's like not going to happen. So you have to understand that when they give you directions, you need to follow them. Otherwise, the advertised, you know, temperature ratings aren't going to be something that's achievable because you are now trying to make this system operate in an ambient temperature that it was not meant to operate in. So that's one thing, again, that I wanted to really touch on is install and following the directions. So this thing needs to be probably installed in a place where it's not going to be super hot. You know, race cars are traditionally hot, so that's going to be a little bit hard to find a place, but I think I can do that. But what I'm going to try to do is limit the, I guess, transient or the heat soak that this unit is going to get. And that means putting it off of maybe a metal plate that might be really close to exhaust under the car. So, you know, the exhaust travels under the car, and then you have some pretty thin sheet steel, which is going to be the body of the car, and then the Quantum cooler is supposed to sit on that on one of the carbon plates. But if you separate or you space the base plate of the Quantum cooler off of the actual steel, then it's going to heat soak far less than if it was getting all of that surface area, which is then going to transfer into the quantum cooler itself, which is probably going to prevent us from chilling this sweet-ass bod to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take this cooler and I'm going to put some spacers on the bottom. Let's pretend this was the bottom of the Wolf. It's going to have spacers which push it up so that there's going to be a void or an air gap in between this and the cooler itself. That'll prevent it from heat soaking as much as if it were making all that contact with the sheet metal. All right, and here we go. Pretty light, I will say, not bad at all. Very compact, pretty small compared to the beer coolers that you see in pretty much everyone else's car. It definitely looks like a race auto part quality and very sturdy. One piece, got these pull pins for the base plate. And this little guy, so this is probably the bleeder right here that you use to prime the system. I read the directions first. You probably should too. Oh man, I'm so pumped on this thing. Nice protective film. You guys know how I am with that. That'll be one of the last things I pull off. Got all the different ports, AC adapter, the bleeders. Yes, it comes with an AC adapter so that if you wanted, you could just plug this piece in here into the wall. That way you don't have to have the car running in order for the cooler to work. So one of the first things I'd like to do is go over the individual parts of this whole system. That way I can get a better idea of where I want to mount the Chillout Systems Quantum Cooler in the car to make sure I have access to all these things in a usable and workable manner. Right here, this is the power cable. This is going to go to power and ground. It has a nice solid connector on it. Goes right here. It installs pretty easily and securely, just like that. So, you know, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't want people to install this. What if they put this side right against something and then you can no longer get this on or off? Or maybe you got it so close that you can't get it on or off all the time. So maybe you can get it on and you install it like that, but guess what? When you want to pull this out or put it into a different car and you can't get this off, or it messes up because, you know, it's putting stress on the power and ground cable right here, that's not a good idea. So if you take a look at all the components of this system before you install it, you'll have a good idea and understanding of how they work, how they're going to need to be situated in the car in order to have a workable and good system set up for the long haul.